Die Another Day, episode, where are we, 16? For some reason I feel out of breath. That's what Welders Not Enough does to you. Well, where do you begin with Die Another Day? In 2007, I joined a Bond forum called, officially called Keeping the British End Up, known universally as MI6 forums, and my moniker was Sir Hilly Bray OBE, because I realised there was already a chap called Sir Hilly Bray, and I slept on the OBE, and everyone, the only choice is somebody who didn't quite like me referred to me as OBN, Order of the Brown Nose. Anyway, that's why these are called Chez, Hilly, if you haven't watch the first episode. Anyway, Die Another Day was taken to a new level in this forum. It was universally panned, it was derided. I remember somebody mocked up a poster of Die Another Day with quotes from the members, and then a chap called Bong came along, and he was a staunch Pierce Brosnan fan to the point that he did like Die Another Day. Now the thing is, over the years, you change your evaluation of things, be it Bond films or whatever. I used to like the Pink Panther films when I was little. I watched Return of the Pink Panther on Monday because Christopher Plummer's in it. I didn't laugh once, unfortunately. I'll pause there so you can say something. And it's got Christopher Plummer in it, so it wasn't a dead loss. Die Another Day I didn't mind in the cinema when I watched it, because I totally ignored the windsurfing motor scene, because just preceding that was Bond clinging for dear life to ice floes. The Bond theme was going 10 to the dozen. It looked, there was edge of the seat. Well, shit, Bond's done it this time. How is he going to get out of it? A CGI bow wave. The film, like Food to a Kill, like Moonraker, before it, excuse me, doesn't seem to know in a way where it wants to go. Half of the film is a 21st century acid trip, awkward, sluggish, slow motion shots, like when Sal walks round the laser table, or when Bond and Sal fight in the clinic, the CGI rave, and the green projection in scenes like the hovercraft chase and the clinic when Jinx goes over. And then you've got Brosnan's Bond going all licensed to kill in a way. He's been betrayed, he's been captured, and that's another thing that Die Another Day actually has going for it. That the whole North Korea aspect, irrespective of the whole hovercraft business, is that, Bond's been captured by real life power. Alright, he gets arrested in GoldenEye and by the Russians, and he's involved, he gets a bit caught up in things with the Russians in other films, but there's a sense that this is it, Bond's actually overstepped his mark, and indeed he gets tortured, that you see during the credits, and then after the titles, he's been in there a year, just over a year, and he's got a long hair and beard, and it doesn't look like he's made any attempt to escape, because I guess his number's up. And then he thinks he's going to be led out the firing squad, and that there's an element that, Die Another Day could have been a different film, and in a way is a tale of two halves. Apart from the dodgy, some of the one-liners not quite coming off right, or sounding the delivery, apart from the graphics in play, like I say, Bond packs himself, escapes our ship in Hong Kong. Presumably M knows he's gone to his hotel. The man turns up in wet pyjamas and goes, "My usual suite, please," and he doesn't even introduce himself. Proof, as Roger Moore said, that this man's the world's worst spy if everyone knows his favourite drink. So, he turns up in a hotel to a brassy Bond film, not too shabby. Meets his old mate Chang, and then he busts Chang to get help from the Chinese intelligence. It's a slightly good line when Bond goes, "I'm not here to take it back, so call your jet Starsky." And then he goes off to Cuba to sort Sal out. He bumps into this woman, Jinx Jordan. They rip off the Ursula Andress introduction in Dr. No. Bond and Jinx get jiggy. Bond breaks into the clinic. Jinx is killing people. She's going after Sal. Bond follows her. You got these overacting extras at the helicopter, both wearing shades. There's one of them who's going all like like this with his gun. He gets pegged in the head by Jinx. The other guy's going, just the way they it's like, Lee Town Hoy said to him, right, you guys are being shot at, and you're trying to flee for your life, just go for it. And these guys are like stuntmen or extras, and they're just like, it's very brief, but I'm too observant, so I'm probably picking something that's not no one else. And then she falls over the cliff and swims off, and Bond's like, what the fuck have I just watched? And then he flies off home. And that's where the film seems to split down the middle. Now after that, the film starts accelerating into a road no one was expecting in 2002. And Bond came out the year after September the 11th. The war in Afghanistan was just started. The world has changed in the blink of an eye. And Bond hasn't quite changed with it. And so after Die Another Day, we all thought we were getting Pierce Brosnan back in a couple of years, and the internet wasn't really what it is now, so I don't really remember reading mutterings about Pierce Brosnan maybe on his way out. Pierce Brosnan gets fired, and he's only 52. He looks alright for his age. He's still pounding down the pavement kind of thing. And Babs Broccoli says, thanks very much, here's your P45. Let's go and get a new chap. I mean, it's a lot complicated than that. Now, Brosnan is a gentleman. And from the sounds of it, he has no ill will now, no regrets. And he's now that Sir Roger Moore's died, he's probably the best champion for Bond. And I strongly suggest so is George Lazenby to a point. Less said about Dalton. And obviously we can't say the same for Connery at the moment. And not Craig anyway. So Die Another Day, it plays along. The thing is, it's now almost a guilty pleasure film. I know I shouldn't be liking this film. I put it in my latest rankings above the likes of You Only Live Twice, Live and Let Die, Moonraker, Spoil Up and Golden Gun. Is it better than those films? Yes and no. I've had enough of Live and Let Die, You Only Live Twice, and I've long given up on Golden Gun, so it swings and roundabouts. I mean, I haven't done a proper through my Bond series in 5 years. So 5 years ago, the Brosnan films were towards the bottom, and I had the Craig films, apart from Quantum of Solace, higher. So it's all subjective. I've read enough Bond forums and YouTube comments on things to know that, not all of us like the same thing. I mean, I was told when I was little that if we all liked the same thing, it'd be a pretty dull world. So, I'm not making excuses, but I just, The damn thing about Die Another Day, apart from the fact it's a missed opportunity, I think, is that there's no... It feels open-ended because you're expecting Pierce Brosnan back. Now, every film usually ends in a way to suggest, well, yeah, Bond will be back, but who's to say he'll be a different actor? I mean, You Only Live Twice, I don't think was seen as Connery's last film when they were making it. Certainly he had enough. Definitely the case with George Lazenby on A Majesty's Secret Service. And I would also suggest with Timothy Dalton and License to Kill. And yet, License to Kill is a good enough final note for Dalton's Bond because he got his revenge. So... Brosnan's Bond saves the world, quite literally in this case, and that's it. I think a Casino Royale with Brosnan, if it was done like the Craig film, but not necessarily like if it was actually filmed in France for a start, and that's why it's called Casino Royale. Yes, I know I'm nitpicking, but I mean really, it's Casino Montenegro. God, and I'll save that for the next video. Jinx winds me up for some reason. She's not the worst character in a Bond film, but there's something about the delivery of the lines, like read this, you read that, you bitch, or whatever, like yo mama, and straight up, with got the thrust of it and stuff, and it's like she's trying to be clever. No, it's James Bond woman, you can't compete. But I've got booze, so that will help me through Casino Royale. and Quantum of Solace. I left the cinema feeling quite nauseous after watching Quantum of Solace, but yeah, we'll say Die Another. I mean, we'll just say Die Another Day is a neither here nor there film, I think. So totally skate through the title song. I mean, I think Madonna was trying to be clever with some of the lyrics. You know, was it Sigmund Freud gets thrown in? Yeah. I think for the 40th, saying it was the 40th anniversary film, you could have got away with an instrumental. I don't know what David Arnold... Actually, no, David Arnold didn't have anything to do with the song. Seems to have started off a trend, though. Skyfall is done independent of Thomas Newman, I think. And I believe Writing on the Wall was. So I don't know anymore. So that was the 40th anniversary film. Nice touch to the gadgets. Shame we're not having more John Cleese Q. But you know what, chaps? Crowdfunding is a thing. Let's get Pierce Brosnan back for unofficial Casino Royale, directed by, we'll say, Martin Campbell. By now, hopefully, Pierce has mastered his little finger when aiming his gun. That's a reference to his Esquire chat. So that's Die Another Day, chaps. I will see you for Daniel Craig if you've not had enough.